Hey guys, so welcome back. For today's video, we're gonna be doing another nothing over $10 makeup look. You guys know I love drugstore makeup and I love these kinds of videos. I've done nothing over $10 many times. I like to update you guys every couple of months or so on like my favorite like drugstore makeup, and I feel like this is the best way to do it. So you guys know you're not gonna be spending more than $10 on these products. Whenever I'm doing drugstore videos, I usually like to stick to like $15. Like if a makeup product is over that at the drugstore, I feel like that's aggressive and the drugstore needs to relax a little bit. So $15 and under is usually my price limit, but today the lucky number is 10. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely grab a snack and subscribe to my channel for 3 new videos every single week. I do lots of drugstore videos, so if you're into that, I will link my drugstore playlist down below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this and let's get into the look. Okay, first we are starting off with brows. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. You guys know I love this. I feel like the drugstore kills it in the brow category. They have so many great options and a lot of them are $10 and under. This is just one of many that I love from the drugstore. I honestly rarely buy high-end brow products unless I'm using them for like a testing new makeup video, but like in general, drugstore brow products are where it's at. So this one I have in the shade black, and I'm just gonna use this to outline my brows. I have a lot of like go-to brow products: COVERGIRL, Joa Beauty, ELF, ColourPop. I know ColourPop technically isn't drugstore, but their brow products are super affordable. But just to name a few, those are my top favorites. This is really good because you can be really precise, so even if you want to like mimic brow hairs or like fill in your brows with this, you totally can. For pomade, if you guys watch me, you already know this is my favorite. This is the ELF liner and brow cream. I just can't get enough of this. This one's in the shade Espresso. It's only $4 and it's so good. I'm gonna try to only use also drugstore and affordable makeup brushes in today's video as well. So the first brush I'm using is the eyebrow duo brush from ELF, and I'm just gonna use this just to fill in the rest of my brows with the pomade. I feel like this lasts a really long time too. Like I've definitely had this for a couple of months and it still doesn't dry out or anything. So it's like a really good formula. To clean up the brows, I'm gonna use the NYX Full Coverage Concealer, which is a classic for me. I use this all the time. There aren't that many concealers like this, like in little pots at the drugstore, but this is like by far my favorite formula. And I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics and Nazanin Kavari makeup brush set, which I will link down below. I'm not sure if it's still available. I know it was sold out. Like it keeps coming back in stock and then it keeps selling out because it's just that good, but I will link it down below if it's available. The brush that I'm using, by the way, is the number 7 brush, and I really like it for carving out the brows. Makes it so easy. Then I'm using my ELF Flawless concealer brush just to blend everything out. This is also a must-have brush for me. I love it. So moving into the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl Lid Lock Primer. This was actually per one of your recommendations. I did like a testing your favorite drugstore makeup products, and one of you guys told me about this primer, and ever since I tested it out, I love it. Now here's the thing, you can only get it at Ulta though, but it's $10 and it's so good, and I feel like it's comparable to a high-end eyeshadow primer. It's amazing. If you can't get your hands on this one, the next best thing is definitely the NYX Proof It Waterproof Eyeshadow Base. I use it all the time though, so I wanted to switch it up and use this one because it's actually so good, and it's a newer favorite eye primer. And I'm just gonna use my finger to blend this in, but I can't really do that too well because my nails are so long and obnoxious. So I'm just gonna use the same concealer brush from ELF that I used to clean up the brows. But it's such a good primer. It makes your shadows pop, last all day, they don't crease. For eyeshadow palette today, I'm actually gonna go in with this one from Makeup Obsession. So this is gonna be my first time testing this out. I got this at Target actually. It was only $10. It's the Be in Love with Shadow Palette. Now I have tried Makeup Obsession eyeshadows before and they're really good. I tried the Jordan Bell collab, and that's actually one of my favorite drugstore palettes. So I have good expectations for this. This looks really cute, just like soft, like mauve tones. They had another one that was like more like orangey red tones, but I always use colors like that, so I wanted to use something a little bit softer. I want to do like a really pretty like halo smoky eye, so I'm going to start off with this color right up here called Beloved. Okay, so far that first color is very pigmented. I'm gonna go into this chocolate brown here called Bow. Ooh, that is pigmented. This brush is from the ELF and J. Kissa collab. And I'm just gonna take that color and just put that all over the lid. I'm gonna kind of fluff it in there. There is some fallout, but then again, I'm also very heavy-handed. But then again, that's why I do my eye makeup first. Okay, these are actually like looking really good. Like this is really pigmented. This palette's only 10 bucks. Then I'm gonna go in with this bronzy gold shade in the palette. This one is called Starry Eyed. I feel like this is gonna go really well with what I'm wearing. I normally like to match my makeup with what I'm wearing, and I'm just feeling like the smoky dark vibes today. I'm gonna use a ColourPop E9 brush, and I'm gonna spray it with a little setting spray. I'm gonna take that color and put it right on the lid. Okay, that doesn't seem to be picking up the product very well. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was using the wrong side of the brush. I'm like, where's the pigment? But there it goes. Let me try it with my finger. Ooh. You definitely need to spray your brush, but that's really pretty. Ooh, I really like this palette so far. I think it's really cute, especially for $10. The colors seem to be blending out really nicely. I mean, you do get some fallout, but that is, for me personally, inevitable. Like it always happens no matter what eyeshadow palette I'm using, whether it's $50 or $10, like I always get fallout. So for me, it doesn't bother me. The shadows are still really easy to work with, and it comes with a mirror. You really can't beat it. So I really, really like this. For mascara today, I'm gonna switch it up from my usual ColourPop and Essence mascaras, and I'm gonna use this one from Hard Candy. It's the Dare to Extend Ultimate Lash Extension Mascara. This is actually a really great lengthening mascara, and it's super black, which I love, especially for the lower lashes, but I'm just gonna coat my top lashes with this a little bit. For lashes today, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorites, the Salon Perfect 663s. I love these whenever I'm doing smoky eyes or even more like natural makeup because they're super wispy and they like open up your eyes, and they're super black, which I love. And you can get Salon Perfect at Walmart. The lash band on these is also really thin, even though they're a little bit more of a dramatic lash. They're not like too much, like they're definitely great for every day. So I just set my lashes aside. Now we can jump into the skin. First, I'm gonna do a little primer water because I feel like my skin needs some hydration. I have a lot of favorite primer waters from the drugstore. This is like a newer favorite, but this is the e.l.f. facial oil mist, and this is the soothing one, which is personally my favorite. I also really do like the restoring one, which just comes in the pink bottle. These are really great because I feel like they hydrate your skin and they give you that little extra boost, which is perfect right before makeup. I always like to do a primer water and then go in with an actual primer because I just feel like I need like the little extra boost for my skin. Plus, it prevents my makeup from looking cakey or like settling into my fine lines throughout the day. For primer, I have a new favorite. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Stick It to Pores Mattifying Primer Sticks. This actually works really well for just smoothing out your skin and preventing any oil peeking through if it does throughout the day. Sometimes whenever I do get a little oily, it is in my T-zone, so that's where I like to focus this the most. But if you have super oily skin, you will love this. This will prevent you from having to touch up constantly throughout the day, and I feel like it's just a really good smoothing stick primer, like just what it says. Stick it to pores. I agree, it makes your skin super, super soft, and the first time I used this, I was like actually shocked. So it's like kind of like a glue stick, so you can just put it on directly on your skin. Of course, make sure your skin is clean. This, I thought it was gonna be a little too drying on my skin, but it's not. It is the perfect formula, and your foundation will just last all day and not get oily, and it's just gonna look like as if you just applied it all throughout the day. I was actually shook the first time I used this because my makeup lasted like over 10 hours. It's amazing. So let me put these lashes on. For foundation, I'm just gonna go in with the NYX Born to Glow. This is one of my favorites. This one's in the shade Medium Olive. So, so good. The shade range is on point. I love how like naturally glowy this is, but it still gives you really great coverage. This is a really good Fenty foundation dupe. Their hydrating one, this is like, I feel like the closest thing that I have found to be just like that at a really great price. And I'm just gonna use my Haley's Beauty sponge, which is actually $10. And again, speaking of dupes, this is a Beauty Blender dupe, which I love. So good. And then e.l.f. also makes, you guys know, my other favorite sponge. This is the Total Face Sponge, which is like $6, and that one's also really, really great. I love this foundation. It's so pretty. So natural, and it's not oily. I feel like it's a good, like, just naturally radiant foundation, which I think is what the packaging says. Yes, naturally radiant foundation. I agree. For concealer, my absolute favorite is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one's in the shade Medium Peach. I also love the CoverGirl Undercover True Blend. Personally, I don't really use a ton of high-end concealers because I feel like those are so good. They're nice and hydrating under the eyes, and they give me that coverage that I'm looking for. So Tarte Shape Tape dupes, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Especially the original Camo Concealer. That is like a spot on dupe, I think, for Tarte Shape Tape, even down to like the formula. I personally like this one more than the original camo because it is more hydrating and almost like a little bit cooling under the eyes. So I am a big fan of this, and I know I use a lot. Personal preference. I'm gonna take that concealer. I'm also gonna put that on my T-zone. That's why I usually do a lot. Sometimes I like a lot, sometimes I like a little bit less. Today we got some glam going on, so I'm gonna be a little extra and use a little extra product. We're gonna blend out that inner corner, don't you worry. All right, to do that, once again, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I have so many of these because they're just that good. So the next product is actually a newer discovery, you guys, and it is incredible. This is definitely a new favorite product of mine. I actually ordered more of these. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm, and this is basically just like little colored drops, but it's like a cream blush. You guys, these are so good. Like such a good cream blush formula. I can't get over it. And this color is everything for fall. It's perfection. So, so good. And like such an easy formula to work with. So I'm using about that much, which you'll see, watch, it's gonna come together. And I'm actually gonna use a little foundation brush from Believe Beauty. I normally use my Fenty 125 face brush, but I wanna try to use all drugstore and affordable things, even down to the makeup brushes in today's video. So I'm gonna use this just to blend it out. Look at that color, you guys. Let's take a moment and appreciate that color. Do you see that little wash of color that it gives? It is so pretty. I'm also gonna do some right on my nose. And I love this color too because I feel like I can skip out on cream bronzer because it kind of gives me like that toasted wash of color to the cheeks, which I love. So I normally will just go in with powder right after this. For powder, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Loose Mineral Powder. This one's in the shade Banana. I just tested this out again recently in a video that I did, and I actually got this because of Kelly Strack, which is my friend. We just did like a collab recently. So pretty and just like naturally brightening under the eyes. So I'm just gonna use this to set. You will get powder everywhere when you use like a brush or when you put this on your face, but we could just wipe that away, don't worry. Like it's very light, but it's also very natural, especially once you blend it in, because obviously when you just leave it in there, it's gonna be like super, super bright, but it's pretty. I'm gonna also use this on my T-zone. And then to set the rest of my face, I don't know why more people don't talk about this powder, but it's really, really good. It's so affordable. I actually used to use this like 10 years ago when I first got into makeup, and it's from e.l.f. It's just like their Prime and Stay finishing powder, and I love this just to set the rest of my makeup. It's like a super simple go-to powder that's great for like also even touching up throughout the day if needed. So I'm gonna use a Flower Beauty powder brush, and I'm just gonna use this to set the rest of my face. Let me set the brows really quick because I feel like I'm gonna forget, and I've done that before and my brows literally will melt off my face. I'm gonna use my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This one's in the shade Black. To bronze the skin, I'm gonna go in with the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder Palette from Essence. You can get this at CVS and also Ulta. It's like a really nice palette because you get 4 different bronzers. I normally honestly only use these 2 because these are too dark for me, but I feel like if you're tanner or a little bit darker than me, these could work for you. But all around, I love this palette. I've also even used these as eyeshadows before and they work really well. So I love this. For 10 bucks, 4 full-size bronzers, you can't beat it. So I'm gonna use these 2 colors to bronze the skin. They are a little bit more on the warm side, but I personally really like that. And they're matte, which is nice too, because you can always like give yourself a natural contour with them, which I love. For blush and highlighter, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duos. I love these, they're so, so good. And my favorite color is in White Peach and Spiced Apple. Basically, you just get a little blush and a highlighter, but I think these are perfect for every day or just really anything. They're so pretty, they give you the perfect wash of color. The highlighter is a little bit more on the natural side, which I personally love because I'm not into like a super glittery highlighter anymore, but it's still really pretty. You can build it up, but it's not gonna be anything too crazy. And I'm gonna use the ColourPop F14 brush. Oh, I forgot to put bronzer on the nose. We gotta do that. I'm gonna just put blush on the nose, right on the tip. I'm gonna use the same highlighter from the same e.l.f. palette, and I'm gonna use this brush from Shop Miss A. It's just a little highlighter brush. And I'm just gonna put that highlighter right on tops of the cheekbones. Also down the nose, above the lip. So like it's subtle and it's like natural-ish, but you can still like see the highlighter, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely there, but it's like a really nice smooth formula. I love these. Like I don't know how they're so affordable, and they come in a bunch of different colors, not just like 2 shades. Like they actually have variety. Okay, now for lips, 2 of my favorite lip liner combos is right here from Milani. So good. These are the Understatement lip liners. These are basically just retractable, and these 2 colors are everything. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of the shade 170 Saucy Toffee, which is like the deepest brown, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the shade Cafe au Lait, which is 160. So it's a little bit lighter than it, but it still has like that brown kind of undertone. These are so creamy and they don't break, which is like a plus. I fill in my lips with it a little bit, but then I go in with a lighter color to kind of create like an ombre-ish lip. Another Milani product, this is the Amore Satin Matte. It's basically a liquid lipstick, but it's a lot more comfortable versus their traditional liquid lipsticks. It does have a little bit of like a satin kind of finish, and they're super long wearing. I love this color in particular in the shade Lavish 01. So I'm just gonna put that right in the center, and then with my finger, I'm just gonna blend it in. Really, technically, you don't need the lighter lip liner to do this kind of lip. You could really just do it with the darker one and then the satin lip, but you know, I'm extra. And then for gloss, I'm gonna use the NYX Lingerie Shimmer Gloss in the shade Sable. These are really pretty because they're not intense, like goopy lip glosses. They're really just gonna give your lips a like shine, which I like, because sometimes I just want a little shine to my lips without having like too much lip gloss on, and these just give me the perfect finish. I feel like my lip combos are always so extra, but like I'm serious about my nude lips. So let's finish up the makeup by just doing the lower lashes, and then we'll do some setting spray and we'll be all ready to go. So for the eyes, I'm pretty much just gonna use this color right here, Soulmate, and I'm just gonna smudge it on the lower lash line, and then that's pretty much it. I'm actually gonna use a little bit of the color Beau, which is that chocolate brown. And I'm gonna connect that to the top of the eyeshadow. That way everything kind of just meshes together really well. For the inner corner, I'm just gonna use the shade right here called Dreamer. I'm gonna dip my brush. I'm also gonna spray my brush with some setting spray just to make that pop a little bit. Then for the waterline, I'm gonna go in with the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. This one is waterproof and it's in the shade Black Love. This is actually really creamy. And then of course, I'm just gonna coat my lower lashes with the same Hard Candy mascara that I used earlier. This is really good for the lower lashes, especially if you're looking for something just like really lengthening and separating for your lashes. This is really good. I like this a lot. And the last, and I think probably most important step, is setting spray. I can never leave the house without this. And this is probably my favorite dewy setting spray at the drugstore. This is from e.l.f. It's the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I like this because it gives you a nice dewy finish, but it also makes your makeup last. They actually did revamp the packaging on this setting spray, and I love it so much more. So this is the old packaging. It's the same exact formula, but the bottles are different, and the spritzer on this is much better than the old one. So this is the old one. It's nice, but it could be a little aggressive. I know a lot of people didn't like the spritzer on this one, but the new one is so much more fine and light, and it's so much better. And if you're just looking for like a natural dewy setting spray, this is it. It doesn't have any glitter in it or anything. It's just so nice, and it smells like coconut. Now, for my oily skin guys and gals out there, you guys need this setting spray. Milani Make It Last Matte. This is another really good one. I love their original as well, but the matte is the real deal. I used this the other day, and oh my goodness, you guys, this is matte. So if you're not into a dewy spray, you still want something affordable, Milani, this is it. This is so good. So this is the completed makeup look. I love the way this turned out. I'm getting like fall date night vibes, and I'm honestly here for it. This goes to show you guys really don't need to spend a lot of money to get a bomb makeup look or to feel pretty. These products products are so good. They last all day. They're really great quality, and I'm super impressed with this eyeshadow palette. This was like the newest thing that I tried out today, and I love this, especially for 10 bucks. You literally cannot beat it. So if you guys have any other amazing hidden gems that are $10 and under, leave them down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I always love your recommendations. A lot of the products in today's video are actually because of you guys, so give me more of your favorites down below. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, sending you all lots of love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.